There we go. So tell us a little bit about your business, Dominic.
Well, Fence and Deck Depot has been around for almost 20 years. It's under new ownership for the last 5. Sean Nesbitt acquired the company and then has been focused on growing the company in the Illinois and Missouri sides of St. Louis. And there's 3 offices. One is entirely devoted to deck construction. The other 2 are for fence construction. And so Sean has been steadily upgrading the company's practices and software systems over time, and also increasing, the headcount here at the business to support those increased sales. And so, it's a St. Louis success story, I think. And he's looking to continue to achieve moderate growth and to employ locally, of course, and to continue to provide what we consider excellent service and product for people. So we position the company in order to offer not necessarily premium, but really high quality materials, but premium workmanship. People are amazed, and you can read the reviews, visit BBB and the Google reviews. And I think one of the things that attracted me is not only Sean's thought process and the way Sean considers business ethics, but also the types of reviews that I saw. So I'm fairly new to the company as a sales manager, but that was a main draw, was the quality of the reviews as well as the quality of the personnel that he's attracted here to the company.
What kind of marketing do you normally do?
Well, just reaching into that now as I settle into the company, there are quite a few coupon programs, Money Savers and Valpak, and there's about 5 of those programs. And that seems to be the majority. There's some strong referral and word of mouth business, of course. And then there's the deck signs that people, and the fence signs that go on to every job. So if you're in a new subdivision or an aging subdivision that needs replacements, a lot of times people ask their neighbors. And then we do have some champions out there who, if we ask them, that they'll vouch for us, if we direct people who are concerned or making a choice between others. So that seems to be most of what we do. Obviously, we have signage on the trucks and so forth, but I'm looking and exploring other possibilities. As I say, I'm just breaking in the new position, but we're opening to considering other media. There are social media operating campaigns, and we're looking at those as well.
And what has Karen told you about the Your Little Castle show, about the Cardinal Cowboy? What do you know about that?
Well, I'm kind of a novice to the show. We had a brief introductory call, so I'd like to understand more about, what sort of viewership the show has, and whether it's on TV or mostly over streaming, and just like to know what the circulation is, or how large the viewership is, and would like to understand, what the impact on a business who comes in is. Is it more of a let's just chat, or do most people have expectations in terms of marketing when they sign up for the show, or is it more altruistic?
Great, fantastic. What do you know about the Cardinal Cowboy and and Carter's persona?
I've watched some of the prior shows, and so got a read on the flavor of the show, and the tone of the show, and the conversational nature of the show, and obviously it's personality based too. And also, and the reason I asked about altruistic, most of the videos that I watch, the owners aren't hard plugging. It's more of a conversational tone, and it's also about what good is done in society as a result of these businesses, family businesses that have been entrenched and around for quite some time. So there's obviously societal value there, and that seems to be some of the underpinnings of the messaging of the show. So happy to see that too.
Well, Carter is in his brand with the Cardinal Cowboy. It was started. He's always loved sports. He's always loved football and baseball, especially. and was brought up with a sports background. His parents, thankfully, also encouraged and required him to take computer classes when he was in high school. It's like, if you're going to do one, you're going to do the other, just in case the one does fall through and doesn't work out. So wisely, they required him to do computer classes, which makes his IT background with the show phenomenal, and he really has systematized what happens with the show. We're not having to pay for producers and cameramen and lighting men and sound guys. He produces it all and does everything at the same time, including the titles at the interview, and just by pressing a button changes the titles, cameras, focus, the whole ball of wax. So the Cardinal Cowboy itself really kind of started when he was 19. He was hit by a drunk driver, and it really put him in a coma for 7 days. When he woke up from the coma, he pulled the tube out of his throat, and because of his sports background, it really helped develop his, I'm not going to be a victim mentality. I'm going to not only survive through this, but I'm also going to thrive. And since I did it, I know that other people can do it. So I want to help other people in the community thrive through their challenges that they're having. So one day he was down at the stadium, and he wore his Cardinal uniform and a replica of the Augie Bush hat, and ran around the stadium. The Cardinals loved it. The fans loved it. They're like, "Oh, that's Cowboy. How you doing?" And it really took off. And bit by bit, the Cardinals really enjoyed his positivity for the Cardinals itself, but his positivity and what he brought to the community. And as you were saying, that is a big part of why he's been able to be so successful in helping other businesses, because ABC, when they kept on seeing him around and kept on seeing what he brings to the community, had been like, "We love what you do. We want to be part of that. Why don't you have a show on ABC?" And he was like, "Great, what does that entail?" And they said, "You produce the show, we'll put you on." And he's like, "Oh." So that show was called the Cardinal Cowboy Show. This is his third show. That the Cardinal Cowboy Show was about 9 weeks. And in the meantime, Mike Carter, who is the lawyer for CarShield. Have you heard of CarShield?
Yeah.
So CarShield sponsored his second show, paid for most of it, and they called it the Cowboy Judge Show, because Mike Carter is not just the lawyer for CarShield, but he's also a judge in St. Charles County. And it really brought on the who's who of St. Louis, Smash and Wesley Bell, Jay Ashcroft, things like that. But what his heart was for the small businesses, because popular people, Smash and them, they have a great testimony, but most of the kids need to see what the business leaders in our community bring, because that's who they're interacting with. And so his heart was for the small businesses. So about a year and a half ago, almost, February of 22, we started the Your Little Castle show. And his first guest on the Your Little Castle show was actually a pastor. And the pastor saw exactly what he was doing. He's a marriage coach. It's like, "I love it. I know that this exposure will be able to help me be able to help others in their marriages." So did you have something you wanted to bring in, Carter?
Oh, go ahead. I'm just listening here. You're covering it pretty well. I'm trying to get the word out there. So Dom, I appreciate you letting Don talk about it, because I'm always working on everything. So
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. Do you mind if I share a little slideshow we have for this?
Oh, please go ahead.
Okay, great. Let me share this real quick. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, it's a campaign.
Fantastic. So our show has been going on for about 70 weeks now. It is sponsored. One of our sponsors and partners is the Carroll House. Brooke we love what Brooke does, and Brooke loves what we do with the positivity in the community and the small businesses. And his main slogan is "You like nice things," and you're going to like nice things in your little castle. So then who also came on board with us was USA Mortgage. Carter has his mortgage license through the Flowers team. So he's able to have such a huge network of people in the different trades, whether they be roofing or siding, plumbing, fencing and decking, all the way to the real estate agencies themselves. So our show is everything to do with the home and the family. All of our shows are on ABC, and as you can see, we have such a wide variety, from spiritual coaches to pastors to fencing and decking, and just different ways to get their stories out there. I spoke a little bit about Carter's background. He was voted the #1 fan for the MLB. He was featured on as the fan for the game that was only produced on Facebook. It frustrated everybody else that they couldn't watch it. They only had to watch it on Facebook itself. So he was able to get not only his story out, but to have the website of the Cardinal Cowboy website out there so that people could come and learn more and gain more positivity through the community. Our goal is to highlight the small leaders, the group leaders within our community. Way too often our small businesses are overlooked and their stories aren't heard. And so after 12 years being in corporate America and 16 years, he's done this for about 25 years ish.
Mhm.
So ABC approached him, as I said, and so combining his IT background, it has created a win-win-win for ABC, for the small businesses, and for the different viewership in the area, in our community. Our what we do is so unique that there are other shows that do similar to what we do, but the major difference is that they have a guest like yourself on for 3 or 4 minutes. And our Sunset Solar has used us and ended up using our video on Great Day St. Louis's projection. They saw that, they knew that our content provided so much more, that this 3 or 4 minute clip that they were going to have on Great Day St. Louis really was impacted by adding our interview that they had with us to their interview on Great Day St. Louis. So our clients are doing, some of our clients, some of them don't do everything that we recommend to do to bring forth high quality content and marketing through their businesses. This is Charlie Schneider of Schneider Roofing. Do you know about Schneider Roofing?
Yeah, I did watch his video.
Great. Yeah. The great thing is that on the websites of our clients and our guests, they put their video straight smack onto their website. And if you have 2 different roofing companies and they both look great. They both have great quality reviews. They both have beautiful websites. One has the ABC interview on that, and the other doesn't. It adds a boatload of credibility to Charlie Schneider and to our different clients because they had an interview on ABC. And all our interviews are on ABC.
Can I ask you a question or two?
Yes, please.
Dawn, thanks very much for going through all that information. I've been taking a few notes. I wanted to ask, when does the ABC show air in the 3 to 4 minute segments? Generally speaking, when do they air that?
Well, our interviews are 28 minutes long. It's
Okay.
a half-hour show. We record for 56 minutes or more because you're in the studio anyway. So we might as well just continue recording. We know that some of the stuff is not going to make it onto the show itself. And so we cut it off at 28 minutes and 30 seconds so that there's intro and an exit for ABC. But it is 28 minutes on ABC itself. We give you all rights to your interview for the full 56 minutes plus, and we give you the clips. You ask a question, you're asked a question, you answer it, that's a clip. And so we give you all of those clips. Usually there's about 20 to 40 clips within that, and we give you all rights to your interview, the 56 minute, the ABC minute interview, and the clips. We send that all to you, and you have that access for 2-5 years of such a high quality. Now, we have 2 shows every week. We have 2 guests coming on to our shows every week, Thursday night at 12:35 and Friday night at 1 or 2:35, sorry. So it doesn't, in media world, it doesn't go over to the next day until 3 o'clock in the morning. And you're going to get some viewership, some good viewership, consistently late night people that are wanting to see this show. But where the real power is when you put this on your website and on your social media, so that your potential clients that are up at 10 o'clock at night researching what's a great fence company, they see your interview on your website, they really get to know who you are, because people want to do business with people they know and people that they understand has the same caring values for their home and their family. And that comes across in your full interview that's up on your website. So it helps close your deals. And the worst part is what happens when you don't have this interview on your website. That's what's we've seen some of our clients have lost business because they went to their competitors. And we know that because their competitors have called us and said, I saw my buddy on I watched his interview. We're best friends. We're just competitors. I saw his interview. How do I get on ABC? And it's like, hey, call the Cardinal Cowboy. He'll set it up and take you through it. So did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
All right. So we get results on a video itself gets results. This Archway Contractors is a great friend of Carter's, and he did some professional drone shots of different houses that he's had, and it's got decent reviews, decent views, 64 views and 134 views for another drone shot. Yet his interview, because it was on ABC and has the ABC logo right smack there, got over 2,000 views. So it's a significant amount difference of people that watch your social media, because we train you how to draw these people in. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect sense. Thank you.
Great. So we do stuff from we do marketing from scratch. This was Your Little Castle. It was not even the Cardinal Cowboy. It was just the Your Little Castle Facebook page that started from scratch, 4 months worth of information 17,000 minutes viewed, 3,001 minute views of the, so they spent 1 minute watching a video, 43,000, at least 3 seconds of it. So they got who it is, they watched some of it, and then they had to do something else throughout the day. And then over 3,000 video engagements just in that time period. So it's all organic. Carter teaches how to do that to you one-on-one and really helps you set that up. This is some of our playlists, and it shows such a wide variety that people are coming to and saying, I want to learn about the honor flight. You know, you had a golf tournament, you talked all about the honor flight. I need to learn more about that. I didn't know about that. I didn't know that there was this fantastic violinist out there that I could learn more from. I didn't know about learning about custom garages and how that takes in. So it's a great playlist, and it's all on ABC. Do you want to talk a little bit about this one, Carter?
I just threw in on you, Don. So
Okay.
a lot of people, they do realize the real emphasis behind this is getting attention through social media, because that's where it's all at right now. You mentioned that earlier.
Okay.
And so it's nice to have something that airs on ABC. I wanted to kind of reiterate what Don was saying earlier, but that's not where it's at. But you will gain a lot more attention because we've seen people watch these interviews 10 to 30 times more likely, because they can say, wait a minute, I missed that when it aired, but this is my buddy, or this is some business that I'm researching, somebody that I'm interested in potentially buying a product from, and they've got an interview that was on ABC. So it immediately gives you credibility. It stands out, and you're gonna get a lot more attraction from that because of that, what you shared later after it aired. So what I've done over the years is essentially what I practice what I preach. Actually, I've been doing this for so long, I decided I'd start to share what I've done with other people to bring that kind of attention. So if you look at, this is my data for our new website. We had the Cardinal Cowboy original fan page. We've rebranded now with just the Cowboy page, kind of broaden our scope a little bit. But you can see here, just in the last, I think this is the last, this is just the last 12 months. In the last 12 months, over 500,000 people that we've reached. Our Instagram, we don't even post to our Instagram, but it still gets some attraction. And of that whole amount of people we've targeted, I've spent, I think, about $200 and reached 18,000 out of the 500,000 were stuff that I actually paid for. So very small. Part of that I did pay just to test a little bit, but I like free way better than I like paid. So go to the next slide. There's all kinds of data and information in there, but you can see 122,000 minutes. Imagine that. Do the math on that. That's kind of crazy. 23,000 1 minute, 294,000 3 seconds. They just saw me talking and watched a little bit of the clip. My name's getting in front of them. The reels, which I don't even do, I somehow still have some reels that went out there. And then our post engagement, I went 19,000 people. And what's key to this is there's not 50,000 followers on my page. You can see there's only 913 followers on the page at that of a net gain during that time. And a total, if you look at my total audience for our new page, it's only 3,000 people. So what I'm showing you how to do is to get 122,000 minutes viewed, or 500,000 people you reach, even though you have a very small or organic audience of 3,000, 5,000, whatever you've got. I had 10,000 on the Cardinal Cowboy page, and then we started this new page. Go to the next slide. I'll let you take back over. You talked about Dave.
Yeah. So yeah, I spoke about Dave. He just says, go to my website. You know, people that are calling him saying, you know, what do you do, and how can you help our marriage? It's like, just go to my website, watch my video, call me back, and they do, because it's on ABC. We had him as one of our speakers at the This Next Level Speaker Conference, and it was fantastic. We had what, 10 or 15 different speakers, all from, whether they be marriage counselors. We had Bare Hands Brand come in with owls and alligators talking, and just marriage counselors and divorce. Go ahead.
We might have another one of these coming up. If you know any speakers, we're going to bring in local business owners. Some staff should be on this. This really highlights you as a leader when you got an audience that's come to watch you. You get a copy of that video, you put on your social media. Same thing, and it also airs on ABC.
Correct.
Go to the next slide.
Sorry. So this is Isaac. He had been on the Cowboy Judge show, and I called him, and he's like, yes, let's do this. Let's set up an interview. Let this take care of this. And Carter, when he had him in the studio, he's like, why are you here? You have a video. He's like, dude, that one video made me 12. Now he does James Hardy siding, so his price points between 30,000 and 50,000 price point. But he said, I tracked it. I had 12 sales just from that. So he got 360,000 to 500,000 sales just from one video. And he's like, I know what this does. I'm rebranding and expanding, and that's why I want to do this. So he has done it again. No, he's tracking it again. So what we do is we do a full interview in our studios. It's at Carter's house, so you're not having to deal with, I mean, just to walk into the ABC studios is $2,600 just to walk in there. It's full 28 minutes that's aired on ABC. 56 minutes of that is recorded time. Sometimes we even go longer than, I think the longest we've done is an hour and a half record time, but you get it all, and you get the 20 to 40 clips that you could put up on your social media. So just if you did Monday through Friday clips of this, you have over a month's worth of, month or two of clips, and then you can repeat those. And so it lasts a long time. So we have it for $7,500. No, that's if you decided to try to do this yourself, it's going to cost you probably $7,500 to $10,000 to find the studio, to find the host, to find the producer, find the lighting and sound, the whole ball of wax. So we do not do that. We do that for $2,400, which is unreasonably efficient. Well, it is reasonably efficient, actually. We started our new, for an additional 250, we started some advanced AI clips, and they have, it's like closed captioning. And so it's talking the whole way. And so the closed captioning is popping up, and then keywords about fence and deck is popping up and showing specifically for that. Does that make sense?
Yep.
What kind of questions do you have? I apologize if I was rambling.
Oh,
Okay. Go ahead.
I think one question that I know I'll want to talk to Sean, the business owner, about is, does ABC know its viewership on the Thursday and Friday slots?
They tell me the numbers. It's between, it depends on the day of the week, the summer, winter, all that kind of stuff. There's another event competing with it, but it's between 5 and 20,000 will watch live during that time. But again, that is almost irrelevant from the perspective of how many people are going to watch it, because that's not where the bang for the buck is. 99% of what you're going to get out of this video is because if you're smart, you take this video and put it all over your social media, on your website, and that's where you're going to get all the traction.
Carter, I had a question for you. It's clear that Facebook has potentially, some draw. Have you found that people utilize Instagram and TikTok, or there's generational effects to social media consumption? What do you think about those and maybe other platforms in relation to your show?
Yeah, I mean, in general, I get 90% of my stuff on Facebook. That's because my demographic kind of lays there, right? I'm not targeting 18-year-olds to 25-year-olds. If you want that, go to Instagram, go to TikTok. If you want the audience that is people that have houses, who have money, they want to put up fences, it's going to be Facebook. I can just tell you that out of the box. There is some traction you can make with those other places, and it's not, I'm not saying don't put it out there, because you never know who might catch it. And that's kind of the key to this also. These clips, you can put them wherever. Once they're done, you own them. You can put them on everything. And there's no extra charge for that. We actually cut them with our new AI clips. And if Sean wants to make a decision on this in the next 2 or 3 days, I will throw those in for free because I want to get more of these AI clips out there for people to see. These are really powerful, and they're cut in a format that allows you vertical and horizontal view, because it's just interesting. Most people, you would imagine, if they want to watch it horizontally and it shows up vertically, they would just turn their phone. But people are so lacking in IT skills, they'll skip through it rather than do that. And so we have to put the video in a format that is cut this way so that they do watch it. So our new software does that, all of your clips, and that's what you're going to get more viewership out of Instagram and TikTok.
When you're looking around about who perhaps next to call, how are you targeting companies like Fence and Deck Depot? Is it mostly durable goods sales in certain dollar amounts? Are they ever perishable or food? How are you actually targeting companies like ours?
For it to be on our show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I know that if I show this to the average business owner or marketing director, they're going to go, so let me get this straight. $2,400, I'm going to get years worth of clips. If I get one sale out of this, typically for a high ticket, that's why we target high ticket stuff, because you get one sale out of it, you make your money back, right? Typically, depending on the product, depending on your price point. If you get 3 and 4 and 5 or 12, like Isaac did, now Isaac's are a lot higher ticket. What's your average sale? 5, 7, 10, 15,000 in that ballpark, I would imagine.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah. So all you need is one sale to justify this. But it's not like the video disappears after one sale. After one time you show it on ABC, you can use this thing forever. And that's when people go, light bulb goes on. They're like, duh, when can I be on? Because this separates you from the crowd, right? You are on ABC. You must be an authority. This makes it a no-brainer. When they're searching, company A has no website or has no video on ABC. Company B, that would be you. You do have this on your website. They're searching late at night. They're not even ready to call you yet. You don't even know about them. But it saves people from skipping over you to say, man, everybody looks the same. Wow, these guys are on ABC. We got to go with them.
Yeah.
Very good. What sort of preparation and what sort of lead time do you have for putting the production piece together and arranging the studio time? How does the time frame work on that?
Yeah, I can have things ready in as quick as 12 hours or an hour. It depends how quickly you want to have something done. The good news is these days, just about everybody has a fan page. Just about everybody has a website. And then we pre-write all the questions. So all the questions are pre-written. We'll share those with you. And then we give you your own copy of those questions. Periodically, somebody does write their own questions. But most people just go with what we know and learn because we know how to ask the right questions. Why did you do this? What sets you apart? Tell me a time you helped somebody. Tell me what you do to help the community. And about 12 other questions besides that, all relative to that. And we may not even get through all those questions because you get 15, 16 questions and you're spending 3 or 4 minutes on each. There's your hour worth of content. And that's why there are competitors. I love them, but they're charging 2/3 of what we charge. They're cheaper than us in terms of the overall cost, but they're giving you 1/20th as much content. And it's almost like, why did you do that? Because you're getting a 3-minute clip that's done and over with. You can't play that thing every week. I mean, maybe once a week you can get away with it, but here you've got essentially endless content for as long as you need.
Yep, very good. Ostensibly,
and all that we create that very quickly with all the stuff we find on the internet about you.
I think, for this situation, I think it'd be far more interesting to have Sean, the business owner, on camera, really, rather than somebody at my level in the company. And so, I think suitability, generally you're targeting the business owner, and that's really where the draw is, because they're the person who is operating the business and the person who's driving the strategic decisions to impact the community as well as the customer base. So, I mean, it's a question. I'm not really making a statement. I think that's what we're driving at, right?
Yeah, I mean, what is it going to be best essentially it's like this. Imagine if Sean could give every sales pitch. You guys would close a lot more deals, right? Because he's the founder, he's the owner, he's the people the owners want to talk to. Effectively, you have a always available, always ready to go sales pitch that you can play at any given time. Is it 100% as effective as Sean meeting with them face to face? Of course not. Is it 80%? Probably 50%. I mean, imagine having that in front of anybody at any time, and you got the owner there. So yeah, definitely, I agree. That's what you want. And then people you will find will call you. They'll say, "I watched your interview before I called you, but after I saw it, I decided I had to do business with you." And it helps you close deals without having to do a whole presentation.
Very good. Well, Dawn, Carter, Karen, I've asked a few questions here. What questions should I be asking right now that I haven't asked?
Well, I mean, the only thing I would throw out somebody is what's your level of interest at this point? Based on the questions you're asking me, and you're asking me questions about how do you produce a show. So it sounds like you're interested in being on. It's just a matter of, are you for sure? You need to get approval, and how soon you might want to be on. You tell me what questions you have with regard to that.
Yeah, I think, I wanted to get a clear picture, and you guys have been very patient and very articulate in answering those questions, and also, delivering the content here today. So appreciate that. It's been very good. So I'm going to take this back to Sean, and he's going to probably ask me a couple questions that I haven't thought of here today. I imagine he's a bright guy, and will have his own views. So if I could reserve a little time to have that meeting with him, and to articulate what you've told me in terms of the cost as well as the benefits, and maybe shoot back some questions if I haven't covered that with you. So time.
You can write down my cell phone number if you want to call me, if it's pertaining to the show, etc. Dawn has most of the details about scheduling. I don't even know my schedule. I just look up and see what I've got.
I can schedule it. I booked them.
and Karen actually did it too. But I think I've actually met with Sean a long time ago. He might have even done a little business with me. I'm not sure. Are you guys out Fallon, Missouri, off Highway P?
No, our offices, there's 3 offices, but the one out that direction is in St. Charles. It's just after you pass by the casino as you're heading west.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm available 20. Like I said, if it's related to the production of the show or questions about that, the answer is typically, if you can think of it, we could do it. Some people ask if I could come out to a location. We charge an extra $500 for me to just show up with my cameras, which is relatively inexpensive. You imagine bringing the mics, the cameras, the lighting, the stuff you need. I've got that kind of nailed down. If you want to do the entire interview at a location, we can do that too. We don't do that very often. Most people are like, man, I want to be in that studio. I built that studio myself. It's got 2 TV walls. They're 11-foot diameter, and the other one's 9-foot diameter. And just looking at what other guys do, and I can figure it out. I'm an IT guy by trade, so I can build and do just about anything myself without having to hire an expensive IT company to come in and do it.
Well, thank you very much for the time today. It's been very interesting, and I took extensive notes. I'll review, and either way, we'll be in touch fairly shortly.
Yeah, and
I appreciate
something that I
let us know what questions you have, and we'd love to have you guys on. I'm pretty sure I've met with Sean. He's a real solid guy. He's been around for a long time. Does a good job in our community. That's who we're looking to put on the show.
definitely.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Karen, for setting this up, and Dawn and Carter, pleasure to meet you.
Awesome to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, Dominic.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Okay, he's away. Okay, let me stop recording. There you go. Stop recording. Stop recording.